Hello guys, so in this video I'm gonna go ahead and cover basically configuring my CAS or client access server. Last video I configured mail flow, and we were actually sending mail back and forth, internal and external. But what I did not do actually configure like OAuth externally. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. So let's go ahead and jump onto my CAS server. Alright, and I'll bring up my control panel. Oh, admin center, and just use the control panel. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is go down to, what is it? Servers. So I have my 3 servers. I'll update it to the latest version. I'm going to jump onto virtual directory. Okay, so since I have, well, it'll tell you here, since I have basically 2 CAS server, one the main CAS server and a multi-role, all these options are like duplicated because I have to configure them on both of them. So I have 2 Autodiscovery to configure, 2 ECP, and so forth. You get the drift. Now currently I have everything pointing to just the CAS. In this video I'm also going to do the array, and once I do the array I'll move the configuration over. So before I start making any changes here, what I'm going to do is jump on. Well, let's just go HTTPS. So by default, when you do install Exchange in regular configuration, and you open up your firewall to let in external traffic, Exchange is already configured basically. So you can go in the browser and pull up wherever you have it pointing to. So I get confusing myself here. So in short, I can access Outlook externally since I have my firewall open for the HTTPS port. So in this configuration, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this certificate error. This is pointing to the local CAS here. And also, let's what's that? I don't know it off head, so I have to bing it. Test Outlook. Where's that? Here we go. The connectivity analyzer. I'm getting tired of typing everything over and over and over and over. So I'm just gonna put the copy and paste in here. So you can see everything is failing. So the hope is after I do this configuration, I should be able to pass this test and have everything connecting okay. Alright, so let's jump back out of, let's go back into our little CAS over here. Now there are two ways you can configure this. Well, let's do this. The two ways you can configure this virtual directory. It's in all servers. Let's just go to the CAS for now. And let's see everything. So the first one we're going to do is the OR. So basically, let's see. So we configure the external URL on this one. You can change this one to the same thing, or you can just leave it as it is. Well, since we're going to be behind the CAS, we don't want to leave it as it is, so we can just, yeah, let's just make all the same. So what I'm going to do here, instead of actually typing just the domain and user, I'm going to change it to UPN just in case I have another address. Or let's say I have another accepted domain, and I want to use, I don't want them to go to the domain. I want them to use their email address to log in. So I'm going to change this here. Yeah, I'll leave all the features on. Yeah, I'll leave everything the way it is. The key thing here, and what I normally change, is this authentication method. I want it to be UPN and my URLs. So I go ahead and save. Alright, so once that's done, it brings us back to the page. Now, what I could do here, just for that one, okay, I'm not going to change anything else. I'm just make sure this one is here. It's been changed. What I'm going to do is, because after every change, you do have to reset the IIS. You can do IIS reset. So currently what I've done right now is change the just the OR. I've changed the URL, and I've changed the authentication method, and I'm resetting IIS. And once that's reset, I'm going to jump on the external box. Close this. Well, let me just close the whole window. So you didn't notice the difference? Now instead of asking me for domain slash user, it's asking me for an email address. Okay, so that's one of the configuration from OR. So let's jump back into the CAS. I just wanted to show you that. And what we're going to try to do here is do everything through PowerShell, because that's going to make it faster. Alright, so PowerShell comes up. Let's clear the screen. Let's do get over virtual directory. So basically I'm searching the Exchange environment for over virtual directories. Let's see what we pull up. Alright, so it pulled up 2. So let's check the one that we did. What's this? Server. Basically I want to see all the properties. Okay, so we need to take notes. External. So the only thing that is different, let's copy this out. It's not just for this one, it's for all the other virtual directories, but since I've already configured this one, I'm going to pull the information out of this section. Alright, we know the names. Head over. We need to find the identity. Let's see. Login format. Let's see. Name is gonna be the same, so let's take that out. So basically the goal here is to make sure both servers, because once you do a CAS array, both servers needs to be configured identical, or you might have something filling on one server and something going through on another server. So both CAS server, both server with CAS role have to be configured identical so that everything works. Actually, this is what I'm looking for, identity. Yep, there we go. All right. So once I have all this information, all right, now I'm going to check on the Multirole, which is the other one running the CAS. But this time, I'm just going to take the We just want the basic things. Historic URL and actually what we need to do, let's take all of this out so we can see both of them at the same time. So see the name, identity, the URLs, and the login format. Or logon format rather. Okay, so that pulled up. So you can see the one we configured, which was the CAS up there. We need to change the internal and external URL and the login format, or log on format, sorry. So we're gonna do this, set our virtual directory we have to get it first. Get virtual directory identity. And we want to set it. And what do we want to set? Tunnel. Also want to set external. And we want to set log on. So right now it's going setting up the our virtual directory. Alright, so it's done, and it's telling me I need to restart IIS before it takes effect. So since I have to well, let's do this. Let's confirm it's there. I'm gonna check this to tunnel. Just confirm both of them are the same. Perfect. So it did take the changes, which is good. So we're gonna go back here. So all we've done is OR, and basically we have to set the same thing for all these other ones. So I'm gonna just do everything from PowerShell, easier. So I jump on PowerShell. First thing I do, I clear my screen. So once the screen is clear, we should be able to do get. Which one should we do first? Let's do the control panel. ECP FL. I don't think there's a logon format for this one, so let's do this. Alright, so we have two. We should be able to set both of them because all we're setting is external internal URL. So let's try this one. Let's go here. I'm going to be doing this thing over and over at least 5 more times, so I might as well just okay, so let's do this. Go up one level. And do set. We should be able to do set the whole thing. Let's see. And basically the only thing I want to set on those are the external and internal URL. Sorry, I'm modifying my little. What I should do here, I should put it here. So what I'm doing, I'm modifying my little thing here for the ECP. Well, I guess I needed to do the get. Let's figure out what went wrong. My little script is missing key components. So set virtual directory, internal URI, external URL, sorry. Well, it does want me to do a get, so let's get. Why did it paste it twice? But let it go. Alright, so it basically comes back with nothing, which means everything went through okay. So we're gonna do a get here again. Actually, we need to format it to just what we want to see. I believe I have that in here. Yep. Alright, so it comes back here. You see my external and internal has been set for both servers, the CAS and the Multirole. So, what do we do next? We jump back in here, and the next one on our list is going to be OAB. So I jump back to my PowerShell. Actually, I'm going to jump back to this my little thing here. And I'm going to tell it, well, let's do this. Replace ECP with OAB. Alright, and I'm going to tell it to replace all. Confirm that this is replaced, this is replaced. The URLs have been replaced. Perfect. So since this is my first try, I'm going to go ahead and run these things one at a time. But basically, you can make a script, you just put it in configures all, which is what I did for my last environment, which was 2010. So I clear it, and I check I see what it has. I copy this out again. Alright, it went through and it has actually configured it. So, our next one, let's just do the PowerShell. I don't believe the PowerShell has an internal one. It does, okay. Jump on here, say find replace. OAB. Confirm that only the right things were replaced. Jump in here. Paste. Alright, and PowerShell is done. So in short, what I did for my last environment, okay, now I'm going to do the active sync. So what I did for my last environment, basically I just did a PowerShell script, and all I needed to provide was the internal and external URL plus the login format, and just went through the whole environment and just corrected everything. But since I'm doing this for you guys to see, I'll do it one at a time. Alright, let's get access and put this up here. Confirm that only this one has a slight deviation, so let's skip this one for now. Let's do EWS. I remember this deviation. Oh, let me show you the deviation. So if I clear screen, there we go. This is what we're looking for, the active sync virtual directory. And the URL is basically different. So small intervention on my part here. So change the gets and the sets, and leave the URL with a long one, and we should be golden. Okay, so that has set it. let's set the URL. So next thing we do is the, so we've done the PowerShell, we've done this, we've done this. It's the EWS, which also has the same funny labeling. And let's come back here. I believe it's get EWS. Okay, it's not there, so let's go get E. So let's dive in and see what this one has. Okay, and let's see. So the E, get E. Oh, actually, yeah, this is it. It's web. There we go. Go. Go back here. One of the reasons why you should refrain from actually putting it in manually, because you might put a space where there's no space, you know, and I didn't clear it, so that's fine. Okay, that has been set. So let's jump back here. The only one left is the Autodiscovery. Alright, so we're fine with it. There's no URL to set for the Autodiscovery because it's automatic. All we need to do for that is we need to jump into the DNS server. Oh, come on. And and we need to create an A record for the DNS for the server. So I haven't set up any the load balancer section yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the host here, and I'm gonna say, let's see what format they have it in. I'm gonna jump on the CAS server. Let's say ping IP config. Yeah. So I have this in there. So now I'm gonna go back into my CAS. Oh, and one thing I'm gonna also do here, because I told you I was gonna get rid of the certificate section, so I'm gonna go in here. See, I had a certificate for the domain, which I had registered with Komodo and everything. So that is in here. I'm gonna jump into nope. Jump into IIS. And so certificates. Alright, confirming that my Komodo valid certificate is there. Then I'm gonna go into websites. Edit binding. HTTPS. So this is for the external. Gonna tie it with this one. I can change the internal to that shouldn't be a problem. Close. Now while I'm on that, since I've already configured all those, I might as well just jump into this one also. Nah, I'll do it separate. So now I'm back in here. I can go up here and let's just reset IIS. Like I mentioned before, everything right now is just pointing to that my one CAS server. So I'm going to configure that. Even though doing the configuration of the URLs and everything, I made it on both servers. But right now I'm going to consider it on just the CAS, get the CAS up and running, make sure traffic is going back and forth. Then I'm going to set up a load balancer and add the Multirole server also. So that has been reset. Let's jump onto the public facing server. It's giving me a certificate error. Let's see what I have. Ah, come on. HTTPS // Perfect. So now I'm logged in. You see I no longer get the certificate error. And if you check, I have a valid trusted certificate, which is good. And I have my login here. That's my email address. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Oops. Nope. So my Outlook is set up. You see my external URL and everything. I have a didn't get the certificate error, and everything has been configured fine. So the next thing I'm going to jump on right now is to do the load balancing, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to take one server out to make sure that both servers are actually functioning right externally. So now let's do this. Let's close this. We're not going to use it for now. Actually, before I do the load balancing, let's bring up a website again. What was this? Test Outlook connectivity. So let's just bing it. Yep. And let's go next. Address. Error. Why is it red? Maybe it doesn't like copy and paste. I'm not sure what your deal is, dude. Something's in there, so it's not the copy and paste, but you're just flaking out. Alright. Gee. And the test is on its way. The test is on its way. Still says I'm failing, so let's see what's going on with the failure. So I still can't get to the Autodiscovery. Did I do the DNS properly? Let's look at that. Okay, it looks like I did. Let's see. So let me jump up here. So I need to do. It looks like I did the auto discovery. I didn't do the external. Okay, let's do that quickly. Auto discover. Sorry, my system is a little bit, complicated, and I do have to do a bunch of extraordinary stuff that's really not necessary in a normal system, but let's not. But that's the whole beauty, that's the beauty of the whole thing, and that's why I love it. Let's go here. Let's jump back out to this server. Let's run test again. And it's going. Perfect. So test came back okay with some warnings. Like I mentioned, my system is all flaky, so we do have a bunch of warnings here. Let's check out the warnings. All this one's connected okay. Analyzing the certificate chain, compatibility problems with Windows phone device. Nothing to worry about. Let's jump in this one. Oh, I believe it's the same thing. It's just the chain. Certificate chain. I believe I need to install that either on my server or I think on this server. This server is unable to verify the chain, but that's fine. That means basically everything is working fine. So, recap. We configured all. Initially, when we started, this test wasn't working, and we were getting a certificate error when we go to the OR, but we've fixed that and we've configured the auto discovery, the ECP, make sure they're all routing to the same URL. So now the next step is to set up the load balancing.